Come on, come on. Hey, we're live. Pop in, say hi. Let me know where you're from when you come in live. I'm Cindy. If you haven't popped by my channel before, I explore the inside and the out. I have a live show that I do on Sunday nights, and I have great moderators, and we kind of chit chat and support each other, during these funny times that we've got going on in the world. And we've become great friends over the years, right? I do a little bit of exploring. I do some back road. I like to go for drives out on the back roads. I like to explore abandoned farms and abandoned houses, going back to the voyageurs and the fur traders. I live in Manitoba here, right? So I just really love Manitoba history. I love Canada history. I actually love history of the whole world. I find lots of things very interesting. You kind of hang out with me, you'll kind of get a hang of my eclectic personality, and we're kind of narrowing it down a little bit. My focus is because I find everything so interested, and because I love people, I'm so interested in different aspects of people's lives. And I actually I think my talent is actually understanding people. So, and that's because I'm a great spectator of people, right? It's not like I'm a peeper or anything, but I like to understand the workings of people's emotions, right? What makes people tick a certain way, or I like to study why people treat people certain ways, whether they treat people wonderfully or they treat people unkindly, right? Yeah. My one word is kindness, right? My one word is kindness. And I try, to put as much kindness into all my content that I put out there to the world. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Melvin. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let me know what you've been up to this past week. I'm actually quite interested. Andrew, I'm at work. I've decided that I'm going to get into books today. I was doing a little bit of research on eBay just to find out what the most collectible books are. I think I'm going to go and start collecting mindfulness books, right? Maybe some philosophical books, right? Different ideas from different deep thinkers and thought leaders out there I've been thinking about, right? I actually thought that maybe, even some of my knitting and crocheting and sewing patterns and stuff like that, I could maybe get into that too. I had my auction. My auction was over this morning for my jacket. That's why I'm kind of a little bit spacey now, because I'm just trying to be cheerful and upbeat. And I am, right? I'm very happy that the coat went, and I'm sure the story of the coat is going to carry on. But I didn't even get close, guys. I didn't even get close to the $1,000 that I wanted for it. But it was a lesson learned, right? I failed in that auction. I wasn't quite ready to put such an important item up there, because I messed that auction up pretty good, right? The details of it and everything. And on top of that, I messed up my PayPal account because I was trying to change my password, because YouTube wanted me to put more securities on my brand and on my personal accounts and everything. So I went ahead and did that, and I just messed up because I couldn't remember my security questions. I haven't touched these accounts in years, right? So I couldn't even remember the name of my first cat or anything. And after trying a few times, they just kind of locked me down. So I'm going to have to figure that one out tomorrow. My walls look so bare, right? That's my work schedule there. And Evan's couple of books here. Other than that, I'm in the midst. I could turn my desk around. I haven't taken down any of my paintings or anything like that, because they're kind of safe up there, right? Because they're easy. When I go to load up the truck, I could just pack them up just then. And at the same time, they're on the wall. So I'm obviously, my last look around my apartment, I'm going to notice if they're still hanging on the wall. So I think those are on a good spot right now. Right now, I'm just deciding, trying to get rid of ornaments and doodads and extra kitchenware. I got tons of kitchenware. Got rid of a ton of clothes. Went to my sister's house and got rid of a whole bunch of clothes. Donated a whole bunch to her. She liked everything I took to her, so that was pretty good, right? So what have you guys been up to this week? What have you guys been up to? If you pop in, say hi, let me know where you're from, right? I'm happy to throw you guys shout outs out there for sure, right? Especially if you're coming from interesting places. I got people who come and watch my lives from all over the world. And then actually the majority of my views, they come after my lives, right? They come in after my lives. I just made myself a cup of coffee here, so it's probably too hot, but let's try. Lovely. It was, time. And I actually just finished my live show too from my Instagram. I do an Instagram live every day too on Instagram. Let's see here. Your first real haircut. Did you have to make an appointment? And how long was the appointment if you had to make an appointment for your haircut? Yeah, I noticed today too. I had to go to the grocery store, but I start at one end of the mall just so I could spread sunshine and stuff down the aisles. I have a funny way of thinking, right? So I stopped into Shoppers Drug Mart because eggs are very cheap at Shoppers Drug Mart. It's one of the items that they put on sale all the time to draw people into the store. So I went in there to get my eggs that I needed, and then I proceeded to the grocery store. But I was looking at all the different shops, and some shops are closed, some shops are closed forever, and some places are open, like the movie. I was very surprised to see that the movie theater was open, right? That people are going to movies, but I'm sure they're keeping safe distances. I don't even know what kind of movies are out there. I actually have a movie right here in front of me. I'm going to watch Ice Age. Yeah, this is the second one, I think, The Meltdown, right? Oh, perfect, Andrew. Perfect. You didn't have to wait. You could just walk in and get taken care of right away. That's pretty good. I like crew cuts. I like flat tops, where the hair just kind of stands on end up at the top and then gets shaved all on the side. My hair is getting super, super long now, and I was trying to figure out what I want to do with my hair, right? But I don't know. I think I'm just going to grow it. It's kind of like my Samson hair. It just seems like every time I cut my hair off, life would just go to poop. Not like that life is going so great right now, right? But it goes in waves, right? It goes in waves. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't invest any money in my hair at all. I got my hair color here, and a bottle will last me almost a year, right? Because I only do the bangs, and I only do the bangs like once a month or something. I go and do the bangs, and they're really dark for a few days, and then they slowly lighten up. But other than that, I don't invest any money in my hair. I've never been one for hairdressers. I've always cut my own hair, even, right? Always cut my own hair, just cheap, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Just to go people watch. Yeah, that's what I do too. Like when I'm in the malls and stuff, I find people interesting, and I stop and I chit chat to people. And when I see people struggling and stuff, it gives you an opportunity to, just pass some smiles along and everything, right? Because lots of people out there, they're struggling right now, right? Everybody seems to just be struggling now. I see that Nancy hasn't made it into the live yet. Let's hope Nancy was good, because I messaged her earlier in the week, and she said that she was having troubles because of the smoke and everything. But other than that, she was doing okay for the moment. But that was a few days ago. So she comes in tonight, then I'm sure she'll fill us in about what's going on there. Yeah, but that smoke, like even I saw in Vancouver, like people in Vancouver in BC, they're really worried about all that smoke that they've been breathing in. They have actually set up stations where people could get out of it and go breathe clean air and, sit in there for a while and get away from the nightmare of the smoke. So if you can imagine how bad it is in Vancouver, you can imagine how bad it is in Seattle, right? Yeah, we had today. It was kind of looked like the farms are burning their fields right now, and the smoke, it was kind of windy, and the smoke came into the city this week, and with the cloudy skies and everything, it just made for a different kind of ambiance. It just kind of added to my day, right? I did everything I could to try every little trick that I have in my book. I did it, and I managed to get through, and I knew once I came to my lives I would be perfectly fine, right? My lives are so important to me. They keep me grounded, right? My live shows, they keep me grounded. It's very important for me to stay present and stay responsible to my brand that way, right? Yeah, we've had a little bit of rain here this summer, but not as much as we used to, right? And it makes me work because it just seems. Let me just turn this one light off here. Oh, we don't need that. We don't need that one on. It just seems strange that last year too we didn't get very much rain last year either, right? And then again this year we didn't get any rain, but at the same time we didn't get any of those green worms that eat all the leaves off the tree. It was absolutely such a blessing to have my big oak or my big elm tree outside my window, with all its branches and all its leaves, and on those big windy nights and everything. Even my cat has gotten a great amount of enjoyment out of looking out the window. I haven't been doing my affirmations either, so I need to get cracking. I need to get cracking on that. It's just yeah, lots of things. I've also found that I'm getting very forgetful. Like when I have a fanny pack now. I can't even use a purse because I get so nervous that my stuff is missing, especially my bus pass. Like I'm screwed if I don't have my bus pass for work, right? So I get over nervous, and I start tearing things out of my purse and my bag and stuff. And then what happens is I leave this stuff behind, and I end up losing it anyway because I'm so nervous that I'm checking for it and I'm losing it in the process, right? So actually a couple of months ago, in one month, I lost two change purses. One time I had $35 in it. The last time I had my bus pass and $10 in it, and my bank card, right? So I'm becoming a little bit forgetful that way, right? But I think it's probably a little bit of the process of what I'm doing, tearing down the mindset a little bit, right? And you tear that down, and I just haven't replaced those gaps with anything new and interesting. And I'm looking at stuff, right, to fill those gaps up with new and interesting, but I want to take my time. I want to make sure that I get this right. And at the same time, I understand that it's crucial now that I need to financially secure my well-being, right? Like I need to feel financially secure in what I'm doing, because putting that kind of worry on me all the time is it's a mess. It's a mess, and it stops me from moving forward, because a lot of the stuff that I want to do, unfortunately, it costs money, right? So I can make all the plans in the world as I want, but if I can't figure out a way to finance those plans, they're just not going to happen, are they? Oh, gotta hit that cancel. I hit some kind of button there. I have no idea what that was. See what Andrew's saying. Oh, hoppers. Okay. Yeah, I've really been quite forgetful, like really quite forgetful. Like I make these mental lists. All right. Sometimes I forget to write my things down. So I do mental lists and I attach them to songs and animals and countries and stuff. So I don't forget to get these things done. And then later on, I think, oh, did I get everything done? Right. Am I missing anything? Right. Because it's important for me to keep the promises to myself. Right. When I say I'm going to do something, I want to make sure I do it. Right. But it happens. I actually could think of two things right off the hop last week that I was supposed to do, or at least make an attempt at, and I didn't. I said I wanted to get back into my typing routine, right? Keep practicing on my typing. So, and I have it here on my computer, but I just haven't gotten to that. And at the same time, I said I wanted to give scheduling another shot, and I haven't been into my calendar. I haven't been into my calendar either, right? So, I got to be careful. Like if I'm not going to do what I say, that I got to make sure that I don't say it like I'm making a promise. Because if I say it like I'm going to make a promise, like I'm making a promise, then, I have to follow through. It's very important that I follow through. There are certain things that I stick to, right? When I give my word, I have to give my word, right? And then I feel bad if I don't do it, right? Hi, Norm. Oh, aren't those houses amazing? Aren't those houses amazing? I'm going on an explore trip for my birthday in October, and I was just trying to figure out what type of province I'm going to do. If I'm going to go up to the Dauphin area and find some more of those old Orthodox churches up there, or some of those old settlers, the old prairie schools. If I could find those one-room schoolhouses, I was going to go up north to do that. And plus, there's a lot of bushwhacking, a lot of woodlands and nature, because it's a little bit north. It's not as busy up there, right? And there's a lot more to see. Oh, Kathy's here too. Hi, Kathy. So yeah, so that's only a few weeks away, 4 weeks away now, that I'll be heading on that trip. And I'm just in the process of planning it now. The number one thing is making sure I have a reliable vehicle that I can go off and do this for a couple of days, right? And then secondly, at the same time, I got a lot of stuff in my personal life that I'm dealing with at the same time. So I want to make sure that those things are taken care of too, right? But I have been doing really good. I have been really good at keeping the hairy scary, keeping the pressure off of me. It's a little bit ignoring, a little bit getting it off the plate, like getting it done and getting it off the plate, right? A little bit of being responsible and doing some things that I probably would prefer not to do, but you have to do it in order to keep a roof over your head and to keep you moving forward. So a little bit of not commitment, a little bit of accountability, right? A little bit, giving myself a little bit of accountability to make sure that I'm getting the things that I need to get accomplished, right? So, and Andrew's here, or Owen's here too. Awesome. Hi, Owen. How's your night going? I was actually looking at your stick today. The plan was, if I sold that coat and I was going to get the money, I was going to send yours and Karen's coat or sticks off. Look at your stick. Look at the beautiful colors. Look at the varnish on that. Look how straight that stick is, right? It's such a beautiful, colorful stick, and it's got a really nice thumb hole right there, right? Yeah, it's a really nice stick. But yeah, I was going to send this off to you, Owen. If I had sold that stick, I was going to send that off to you. And then also Karen's stick too, right? I was looking at these sticks today. I love these sticks. They turned out so well, right? This one's actually a cane, right? Because Karen actually has problems with her eyesight, right? So, and that one's a That one's a pretty straight stick too. But this one had worm rod on it. Look at all the beautiful design from the worms, right? And then when I added the first coat, it just darkened up. That just darkened up right away, and I think it looks absolutely amazing, right? And very comfortable, very stable. She's gonna get a thank you, Owen. Yeah, this one is for Karen. I made this for Karen Pruden. She comes and watches my lives after I do them, right? After I do the lives. So, do you guys want to see a couple of the scores that I got? Give me 1 second here. I'm going to go collect a couple of the scores that I picked up this week. It was pretty neat, right? Because I'm just trying to find little ways to make some money on eBay. So I've been collecting some things that I've been finding at work, right? So the first things I found were these chili bowls, these Fire King chili bowls. Aren't those beautiful? Oh, that was a tarot priest. I like her. She's very psychic, this woman. She does tarot cards, right? But I think she doesn't even need the tarot cards. That's how good she is, right? So yeah, so I got 4 of these bowls, and they're worth quite a bit of money. I paid 75 cents each for these bowls, and I think the set is worth $60 for those four bowls. I'm going to try and see if I can get some more pieces. These ones here are Burke's. It's even got the Burke's sticker. See, it says Burke's on there. This is Royal Winton. So a little jewelry bowls, I guess, So I got those. I paid $1 for the little one and $1.50 for the big one, right? I really scored on the Royal Winton. So I'm going to collect a few more pieces, and I should get over 100 for that set. But don't listen to me, because I'm the one who said I was going to get 1,000 for my military helicopter tactical jacket, and I didn't, right? So I am wrong. Quite often I am wrong. Now this one I got. I love this. This is mine. I'm not selling this in the very least. We have this little bin at work. It's 50-cent items, right? 50-cent items. I get 30% off of my staff bill, right? So something for 50 cents would have been 3 times 5, 15 cents off. So I would have paid 35 cents for this. This is some art glass that I have here. Look how spectacular. Get that up really close. Come on, focus. That is cut art glass, and look at sterling silver. Each one of those is encased in sterling silver, right? But because it's a bracelet that stretches with the elastic, nobody thought that it was an expensive bracelet. They just thought it was a cheap bracelet. And that sat in the jewelry box, because the lady does jewelry in the morning. That sat in the jewelry box all day long, with resellers picking through it all day long. And then I went in there at the end of the night, and I looked at that bracelet, and I said, ooh, look at that glass. That glass is just absolutely beautiful. And then I looked at it and I said, oh, that's silver. So each one of these little encasings is silver with the cut glass, each one, right? Encased in silver. So each one about the size of a dime. So there's about 15 dimes worth of silver, sterling silver there. So I was pretty excited about this piece. And I paid it was $1. Sorry, it was $1 with 30% off. So I got it for 70 cents, right? I got it for 70 cents. So I actually got a few things, right? Yeah, so I'm going to try my hand out. I didn't do very well on the tactical jacket. I didn't, right? But I thought I thought, like, I've got to figure out a little business, and seeing I'm at this job anyway, and I get first dibs on the scores, and even if I don't have money, I can put it in my ice cream bucket and just pay for it on payday, right? So I don't have to pass up on great things, but because books are $1 and soft covers are 50 cents, it doesn't matter if it's a thick soft cover or big one, small one, doesn't matter, 50 cents, right? And magazines are 25 cents. So I can pick up all those sewing pattern books and everything real cheap. And I know there's a very popular on eBay, right? And the books, it's just a matter of hitting the right one. So today I was researching, and I started with the highest ones, the ones that bring the most money. And so right now I'm about at $800. So I'm just starting to get into the more contemporary books now, because all the other books were like 1600s, 1700s book collections. There was a book collection for $2,500,000, and there was a book collection for, I think, $220,000. There were lots of those, right? Big old book collections, because lots of people in the old days, they like to collect one of a kind and first edition books and stuff. And instead of just selling one book, they sell the whole library, the whole collection, and they make a whole pretty penny on them, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know anything about the bracelet, but you got to think that this bracelet, like, it's great. Even the string, even the elastic is good quality. It's good. It's artisan, right? So it was made that way. So I looked for a signature. I even looked for a silver stamp on the frame. Somewheres there isn't. This is an artisan piece. So I have no idea who even made it, right? I'm sure if I could maybe find some more of these pieces online, if she made some more with the same stones and everything, because it's glass, so it could be very similar. It would be very easy to accommodate the same piece of glass, cut the same piece of glass out of a big piece, right? So I'm sure that there's quite a few of these pieces, right? But this one's for me, right? It might have only been I have no idea. I have no idea how much this bracelet. I know it's cut glass. I know it's art glass, and I know it's sterling silver, and I know it's probably from the 80s or 90s, right? I'm thinking the 80s or 90s this bracelet is from, right? Because of the rubber bands in it. Oh, William's here too. Hi, William. Yeah, William, he messaged me this morning just to say hi. Wish me a nice day, right? Yeah. So what else has been going on with my week? Like I said, I've been at work. This week I have purchased. Well, with the tactical helicopter jacket, I picked up 3 jackets this payday. My first payroll, and I had 3 jackets. I love outerwear. So this one tactical jacket, it's gone. And now I have 2 winter coats, and they both look great on me. I don't need 2 winter coats. But I'm going to keep them both just because they serve different purposes. Like if I go on the road, like my big red one is very comfortable for driving. It also has a spot for where it has a hook right inside the pocket, so I can put my keys on there, so I don't have to worry about losing my keys, which is, especially when my memory is kind of going that way and I keep losing stuff right and left, that it's good for me to make sure that I don't lose my stuff and that everything is kind of attached to me. I need those mittens. Do you remember those mittens that came, each glove was on a string and they ran the string through the arm of the jacket, right? So you wouldn't lose your gloves, so the kids wouldn't lose your gloves. Yeah, that's what I need. I actually have to go through all my outerwear because it's already starting to get chilly at night, and I need to have a pair of gloves and a scarf. I bought a really nice scarf on clearance last year. this past spring. It was very, very expensive. I love plaid. It was a plaid wool scarf, brand new. It's absolutely spectacular. And I've got that for this Christmas. But I'm not wearing my 50-pound rhino jacket this year. I'm not going to wear it, not even once this year. So I've got to figure out who's going to take that jacket, because, you know, it's such an amazing coat. It's got another 100 years in it for sure, right? It's just way too big for me, way too heavy for me too, right? Oh, pasta. Stew beef and pasta, like a goulash, William? You're having like a goulash? I like goulash, right? But I usually make it with cream of mushroom soup, where you fry up the stew beef, right? And you add the onions, and you saute the onions, and then you add water, and you put the lid on it, and you let it simmer for an hour, and then you pour the mushroom soup in it, and you let it simmer for another hour, and then you actually pour it over mashed potatoes, because it turns into a nice dark gravy and everything. You pour it over mashed potatoes, or you mix your pasta into it like a goulash. Yeah. I picked up a pork roast yesterday. I was going to cook it for dinner today, but I had to de-stress. And when I de-stress, I have to go to the grocery store, and I have to get something. I have to get something yummy. So what did I get today? I got cheese crackers. I got cheese crackers, and I got cinnamon rolls. I got two cinnamon rolls, right? They were really good and really fresh too. Yeah, and I have a bag of potato chips, but I'm not a big fan of potato chips. Like, I can eat a few. I think it's the salt that I don't care for, right? But I'm usually pretty thirsty and stuff after I have a bag of potato chips, right? I was kind of hoping we were going to see Robert tonight, right? That Robert was going to pop in. Thank you so much, everybody, last week, when everybody stayed last week to help Robert out, right? Robert was having such a bad time last week, right? Sometimes we get into those, abusive relationships, when we're lonely and stuff, and, we settle for less than what we really need for ourselves, right? We usually settle for less. And it was amazing that Robert trusted us to tell us, that he was going through such a hard time. Like, even Nancy stayed last week, right? Even Nancy stayed after the live show to help talk to Robert and everything. And it's difficult. It's difficult when people treat us bad, and we're kind of trapped because of the situations that we lived in, right? Like, he had no control over his money, his pension, nothing. And he was living in the basement. Like, there are lots of people out there. And actually, it's a little bit about what I was studying today, because right now I'm studying shame, right? I'm studying with this really, what's his name? Sam Vatkin. I'm studying with this guy right now. He's a psychologist and a professor in a few universities and stuff. And he's a narcissist. He's an admitted narcissist, and he teaches people about narcissism, so we have a better understanding of the narcissists, right? And how they think and stuff. But he never offers solutions, but he offers up his understandings, which I think is pretty cool, because I delve into emotions, and because I study the emotions, and I kind of introspect on the emotional part of it, right? When I deep delve into those topics, I actually find solutions, right? I actually find solutions in these things. So I kind of find it interesting where I listen to him. And he says some of the stuff as totally fact. This is the way it is for absolutely every single narcissist out there. Well, I can tell you from experience, right? Because I have been in all different kinds of, I've never been in a love relationship, like in a romantic relationship with a narcissist. My husband was an empath, right? He was very much like me, right? My husband was very much like me that way, but he didn't have a strong opinion in his whole body, right? He was kind of go with the flow, and whatever anybody else was thinking or up to, he was good to go. He was happy to go along for the ride, right? So my husband was very much like me that way. So romantically, I've never been in a narcissistic relationship. But my mother had narcissistic tendencies. One of my siblings has narcissistic tendencies. I'm systematic. I'm systematic because I've been around it so much. Like even my brother-in-law, I have a brother-in-law who's also narcissistic. I've also had managers and owners of companies that I've worked for who were narcissistic. Like I've been in these relationships my whole life in different ways, in different types of relationships, right? All different kinds. And yet, each one was absolutely different from the other. So I can honestly say you can't put one narcissist in the same category as another, right? You can't. And I've had one or two narcissists who didn't treat me well, that actually verbally and physically, right? But I also had narcissists in my life, and even though they were very opinionated and very loud about their opinions, they were very open and very willing, and I cared for them a great deal, right? They had great qualities about them, right? And actually one is actually a faith healer, right? He works with actually the Mennonite colonies and everything, because they don't believe in the medical system and going to hospitals and stuff, right? So he's been working lots with the Mennonites, right? So and he's doing great work and everything too, right? But he's very, very strong in his ways, right? He has some ways, and he's not going to budge from those ideas and everything, right? So at the very least, you have to be willing. Now, I've only met one narcissist who was actually willing, right, to even contemplate changing ways, which I think is absolutely amazing. There is nothing more admirable in the entire world that someone who can give back to the world, right? Give back to the world in their darkness, right? It's kind of like, I like to think that I do that a little bit, because, when I go through tough times and stuff, I try not to let it affect the content that I put out there, and the optimism that I have, and spreading the good cheer and spreading the light out there and everything too. So I see that light in the darkness myself, right? It just doesn't mean spread light in the dark. It also means when you're in your darkness, when things aren't going well for you, right? When you can barely take care of yourself, that you still do good for others out there. That is my idea of light in the darkness. And there is nothing, because it's about patterns, right? And I think in this life, right? If you have abundance in this life, then in the next life, then you would have a sense of lack in the next life, or maybe not, maybe you'll get abundance again, right? But you have light in one life, and then you have dark in the next life, or you have light and dark at the same time in your life, which kind of makes it kind of good, because then you're balancing yourself out, right? And there's a delicate dance right there, is trying to figure out, the balance in the light and the darkness. Now, if you could be your own darkness, that is the ultimate, right? Because lots of times, again, we're under somebody else's darkness. Our darkness comes from somebody else using our light to their own benefit, right? So quite often, we don't get the opportunity to choose where to shine, right? People just automatically manipulate that shine out of you for their own benefit, right? So you gotta admire people, like Nancy being in her wheelchair and helping people out right and left and spreading her sunshine and stuff. Like, she could be miserable, she could be bitter, she could be, not one with the world, and yet no, she battles against the darkness, and she spreads her light out there. That's somebody, when her light comes along, when it's time to give back to her, she's going to get it big, right? She's going to be taken care of really big. I know you do, Andrew. I know you have strong opinions, and I have strong opinions too, but it's very important for me to try to learn to get those opinions out there, right? Like, there's information that I'm just dying just to blah, blah, and get it all out there, but now's not the time, or it's not the right audience for it. Right? There's going to come a moment where I'm going to be inspired, like everything else I do. It just kind of happens when it's supposed to happen, right? When it's supposed to happen, it just kind of happens that way, and I just kind of leave myself open to it, right? And at the same time, try and draw out all those bad qualities. Like this week, I'm working on shame. Shame is not a fun one. Shame is something that I've been, oh my gosh, shame. I probably learned shame, 5 or 6 years old, if not earlier, because I don't remember childhood experiences like the rest of my sisters and my family. They can go way back into babies. Like I can think of 2 baby episodes, but they're just fleeting scenes, right? They're just fleeting scenes. But other than that, I don't have any insight as to, when I was a child or anything. But I know shame came fairly early. And I know my weight gain came when I was 12 years old, is when I started gaining the weight, right? Yeah. David's here too. Yay, David's here. You're 100% right, David. Yeah, I was actually had to go back over your message. I saw you message me back. Yeah, I didn't know you had gotten a hold of me. And then when I went to check my mail and stuff, when I was changing my passwords and everything, and I saw David had messaged me too. And I thought, oh, how amazing is that, right? Yeah, now if we could Joel's here too. Hi, Joel. Good evening, Joel. I hope you're having a great night. The chat's going pretty good today, right? We're missing Nancy, and we're missing Robert. I would like to see Robert pop in tonight. Thank you again, everybody, for staying after the live show last week to help Robert out with his issues. And I don't see Robert here right now, right? So I'm just kind of worried that maybe, I just to appease our mind, Robert, say something nice in the comments or something. Just give us the head up so that, I can let everybody know next Sunday that all is good. Oh, thank you. You have a great, beautiful week too, Joel. You have a great, beautiful week too. Yeah, absolutely super interesting week for me. Lots of ups and downs, and I'm trying. What it is I'm trying to settle into a little bit of a routine, trying to put some stability into a routine, but it's really difficult to know when you're looking at packing boxes and trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills and how to crawl out of the hill or hole. What lessons do you need? Who do you need to network with this time? Right? Like I'm looking at different people right now, and I found some really interesting interesting people that I just recently started following. So I'm looking forward to checking out their content too, right? Because they've had such amazing content out there. But I have a great quote here. I don't know if anybody out there knows who Napoleon Hill is, right? But Think and Grow Rich, right? Is one of his books. But, he has a great quote here. Having a positive mental attitude means never accepting defeat, always looking on the bright side, directing your thoughts and getting where you need and want to go, right? From Napoleon Hill. That was a quote. That was a quote from him, right? And that was kind of like on the lines of what you were talking about just a few minutes ago, Andrew, when you were saying that you have lots of opinions and lots of strong opinions about things, but in order to avoid conflict, you don't get it out there, right? But you're so insightful. Like, you have such great information. And, when we start talking about things and then you go off and talk about different authors and how it relates to the topic that we're talking about and everything. Like, I know that you're very insightful and everything, right? But again, I did that for decades too, right? And I was taught that way, to turn the other cheek, to mind that I should be seen and not heard. And, and also that problem with me and the ask, right? Not being able to ask for things that I need for myself. I have no problem asking for other people, but when I need things for myself, that I have a hard time to do that, right? So I have my issues that way, right? And William's here, Owen, Kathy, David. Yeah. Could go back there. Yeah, there's a few here. Kim, Karen, right? We haven't seen Sharon for a while, but I know Sharon pops in and catches up on her videos when she's got a free minute. And of course, they're having a difficult time in these places. I'm just scrolling up on some of these comments and seeing what everybody's saying. Grilled burger with cheese. Is that like a patty melt, Owen? Is that like a patty melt? I love patty melts with grilled onions, right? And some nice provolone cheese or some mozzarella cheese and a hamburger patty. And then you grill it like a grilled cheese on both sides. And then you eat it with Thousand Island dressing, right? Thousand Island dressing for the patty melts. I do like patty melts, right? I think tomorrow I might make myself a pork roast dinner. I think that would be really nice. I'll cook the pork and then I'll put half the pork away so I can make a fried rice later on in the week, a big fried rice to last a couple of days. That will work out. That'll work out really good, right? Yeah, William, right? He's like the Romeo. Yeah, he said he's been in love a few times. I've also been in love a few times in my lifetime, right? And it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Kind of what is it? Uncontrol, where you don't feel like you're in control of your emotions, right? But at the same time, it's kind of an exciting feeling at the same time, right? I was actually thinking about that, like I could solve so many of my problems, right? If I wanted to start a relationship and, maybe start dating and, maybe giving somebody else another chance or something. But the industry that I'm in and the content that I'm putting out there, I don't really see a relationship tying into that very well, because it would have to be with somebody who has the same interests as me, right? It's very important that, well, you could love maybe filming, right? Because I could sure use a somebody who films, or if you like editing video, right? I could do with some, like, you would have to be able to fill in a gap for me, right? Things that I'm weak in my points. There are things that are weak in my points. Yeah, for a partner, yeah, you definitely have to fill my gaps. The things that I'm not good at, right? I would expect that my partner would have to be very good at the things that that I'm not very good at. Just like to be a good fit for my partner, I would have to be able to fit those gaps that he's not very good at, right? The things that he's not very strong at. I would have to be able to fill that gap up. I think my parents did that for each other very well, even though they were very, very dynamic. I use that word lots, right? They were polar opposites from each other, right? But they had different needs and they filled those needs up for each other, right? So as much as I could say, it was very volatile relationship, and it created me, didn't it? It created me, and I had that interesting life. And if I hadn't had that life that I had and those experiences I had growing up, no question, I would not be sitting here right now talking to all of you. I wouldn't, these thoughts that I have and these pursuits that I have in my life, but they wouldn't even be a thought in my mind. They wouldn't have even been. But then again, maybe they would have, right? They would have just found a different route to come through, right? Because I recognize, looking back, I can recognize certain parts of my life and the people that played roles in those parts of my life that kind of pulled me to move me forward, right? There were lots of people that I could not have done couldn't have done without in my life, because it would have made it so that I wouldn't be able to be right here in this moment. So that everybody played a role, just like every single one of you plays a role in my life, right? Like some of you have been with me for 6 years. Some of you, let's find out right now, you guys, right? And take a wild guess who's been with me the longest. I think it would be a pretty close bet, but I would think it would probably be Andrew or Kathy, right? Andrew or Kathy, but I'm thinking probably Andrew has been with me the very longest with my brand, right? I've been doing YouTube now since 53. When I turn 53, I'm going to be 59 this year, next month. So for 6 years, I have been on YouTube, right? Owen too? I know you did, Owen. How many years do you think that you've been with me, Owen? Oh, Sharon's here. Sharon's here, everybody. Sharon, I'm so excited. We were just talking about you. We were just saying we haven't seen Sharon for a while, and I hope Sharon is doing well, right? I hope Sharon is doing well. How are you doing, Sharon? How have you been doing? So excited. It's been a long time since we've heard from you. How has life been treating you, right? How is Sid doing, right? Right? How's his relationship going? Still going strong, I hope. Hope he picked a good one, right? As I'm drinking my coffee and pouring coffee down. Sorry, everybody, pouring coffee down my chest, right? Yeah, dribbling all over myself, right? Yeah. Oh, Owen, so you have been with me. You've been with me for absolutely ever. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to see, those people that have been with me all these years and gone through all these changes with me, because I've gone through so many changes in the past 6 years. And I think it was truly meant to be that way, right? Like, I had a destination, and I kind of went off this way. And when it picked me up, it kind of yanked me this way and this way and this way. And it's still doing that. I'm still doing all these little pivots all the time and changing up the content. It's going to be pretty exciting. Oh, the Boat Museum. So you've been with me, Melvin, for, I would say, just over 2 years, Melvin. You've been with me for almost 2 years. Oh, Owen. awesome. Oh, and that's awesome to hear. Wow. Yeah, I knew Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, I know you were with me right at the very beginning. Yeah, and you remembered Megan. You remembered Megan too. I haven't seen Megan or heard from Megan for years now, right? And I'm sure she's married and got babies and everything now, but yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out with Megan. She was like 20 years younger than me, right? She was like 20 years younger with me, but she was such a kind heart. Like she really didn't want to go camping and she didn't really want to spend her days off with me. She wanted to spend them with her boyfriend, but she was so kind, right? She didn't know how to say no and she just kind of tagged along with me because I asked, right? And then, that last camping day, I said, like, don't ever feel like you're obligated to hang out with me. I know a lot of this you do because, you're just a kind soul and everything. We had that conversation, but I didn't think it was going to be the last time I ever heard or saw from her after that, right? Because after that, I called her a couple of times and left messages and I texted her a few times and she didn't reply. So I got the message pretty fast. Like it was nothing like she didn't hate on me or anything like that. She just didn't want to hurt my feelings, right? She just didn't want to explore. And she did it for quite a while. She did it for, I think me and her did it for a few months, and she was really good because our channel started taking off right away, right? Until I locked it into a business account, and all that's another a story. And then I just kind of left it in the business account, and I just kind of left it to the universe because I said, oh, if the universe wants my channel to take off, it's in the universe's hands. So I just kind of trusted the universe that it was going to all be good, right? Yeah, because I really did. I really did love Megan. What was your favorite exploring videos out there? I have a few of them. Like I really loved the train station. I thought the train station was amazing. I loved my Ukrainian church up around the Dauphin area when I found that priest's uniform, like his garments, his holy garments, right? And I found all that antique embroidery and everything on the garments, and there was dead birds and everything attached to it. I couldn't believe that it was so disgraced that it was like that. And then what other one? Oh, I loved the barn. Remember when I found the barn, right? And it had the canoes hanging from the ceiling, and it Cooks Creek, the Cooks Creek Church. I found the barn of the artist's son. And the son used to work part time and help his dad out with the statues. And the dad used to make the granite statues, like the ladies would grind the granite into a plaster, and he made these religious and historical statues in his barn, right? He had a work studio in his barn, and that was the son, and he did the repairs on the Cooks Creek statues and stuff. He was the one who did the repairs on them and everything. Well, I found the studio and the big wooden crates where he would ship the statues all over the world. He made these statues, and they were life size. Some of these statues were life size, and the whole barn was stuffed full. Even outside, he had piles and piles of religious statues and everything all laid out outside, right? Yeah, and he had a red spider, like the spider which was like a $10,000 European convertible or something, and that was sitting in the garage. Plus, there were canoes hanging from the ceiling, old bikes, and old religious and historical manners in boxes and boxes and stuff. It was so exciting. And then I went by there last year, right, to see if I could go back and do a better job at filming that barn. And they tore the barn down, right? Because the urban explorers and stuff, I guess, finally found the barn and they tore it down. But I'm sure those grounds had so much. There was even an old homestead, an old tongue and groove, right? Log frame house on the property too that crashed onto the ground because I just couldn't find that. I know what road it was on. I know exactly where that old homestead was. I know exactly where it was, but it was gone. The buildings were gone, right? Oh, 2015. Right, right. Oh, that's good to hear, Sharon. Oh, that's good. He deserves that, right? He really deserves some happiness, right? Is he still working? Is your son still working at the airport, or did he get laid off? I would love to know that, Sharon, how your son's been doing with his work, right? I have tomorrow off too. This week was Sunday and Monday off. I've been getting a lot of great scores at work, right? Like these beautiful chili bowls, these fire kitten. They're good for the oven, right? These old chili bowls. I got 4 of them here, so I'm going to sell those. I think those are going to be worth $50 or $60. But I'm going to wait until I have some more pieces for the sets. I'm just going to keep collecting them for 50 cents, a dollar, all these little things. And when they add up, then I'm going to put a nice set together. Yeah. Oh, awesome, William. That's great to hear. Ah, I took that one off, right? Because that one ended up being a Patterson farm. Patterson's and Sons is the big agricultural company that, well, they're a conglomerate. They're huge in the world, right? Because they're in shipping and distribution. They have ships and trains, and yeah, they're really, really big. And they owned that property. And I went into that property, right? Even though it was abandoned and it had no roof, there was an estate sale in there. There was like a big jewelry box full of jewelry and everything. Somebody had set up all the things in the living room for an estate sale and stuff. And yeah, I found that place and I remember that video, right? We called it Meatball, right? Like I call my cat Meatball. And I called that video Meatball, and it was a really good one with all the kittens and everything. When we went back, we found the place, and then we went back to find it. And we searched and drove up and down roads all day long because, again, I didn't write down the address or what town. I knew what town it was close to, but I couldn't quite remember the road. And we drove up and down those roads like all day long trying to find that property, right? And we had cooked up all that food for the kittens and everything, right? Yeah. And then the neighbor came by, right? And we were just parked in the guy's parking lot feeding the kittens and everything because they were like cat prints. You could see all the baby kittens in the snow, all their footprints and everything. And yeah, the raccoons would have ripped those things apart too. So hopefully they managed through the winter because it was just the beginning of winter when we found them, right? Yeah, I remember that video. I had a lot of great explore videos too, right? A lot of great explore videos. On Monday, well, actually starting tomorrow, I'm starting my story on Instagram about my trip to Toronto because I got a lot of footage from that Toronto trip. So I'm doing mindfulness and mindset over there on my Instagram, right? And I wanted to show everybody where my mind was at when I first started all this journey, right? And compare myself to what I am, where I'm at right now, because it's got to be like night and day. It's just got to be like night and day. Because I remember just sitting in my car babbling, like I was in such victimhood back then, right? I would just sit in my car and I would just, voicey me. And I would just worry about my own problems and never worry about anybody else's problems. I just worried about my own problems, right? All I cared about was going to Minneapolis. And I did that series. It was a 10-part series. I did that on my Instagram, my Minneapolis trip. And it was so good. It turned out really, really well. So now I'm going to tell the same story, but it's my trip to Toronto. So that's the one I'm going to post. I'll probably do it in about another 10 parts. But again, it shouldn't be too difficult because I'm just going to tell the story the way it was. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to kind of pick up on some of the parts that I didn't share from my last story because there was quite a bit that I didn't share because I didn't want people to realize that I was aware of certain things, right? Right. But yeah, that'll be a story that I'll yap about on my Instagram. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to start that one, but that series starts tomorrow. So that should be an interesting. That'll be about a 10 part. So that'll take me a week or a couple of weeks to do, probably a couple of weeks because got lots of footage that I can show on that one too. And I plan on using a lot of my footage on that. Yeah, so let's see what's going on in the comments. Oh, yes, the church, right? She was beautiful. Me and Mark Macon don't look anything alike, right? But her personality was absolutely beautiful. She had a beautiful personality, Megan did, right? Well, it looks like we're in our second wave here. Here's my notification here. We're in our second wave of the COVID virus. So I'm really kind of hoping, like, they're doing leaps and bounds on trying to get that vaccination out. And the thing is, all the countries with the money have contributed to this organization to help discover the cure for COVID virus. And the thing is, they're picking up the tab. All the countries are contributing and picking up the tab so that everybody in the world gets the vaccine, right? Even the poor countries that can't afford to have the vaccine, they're going to get the vaccines too. So as soon as that vaccine's ready, everybody's going to get it. So all we have to do is hold on the best we can and try our very best not to get that virus, right? When you go outside, wear your sunglasses too. They don't mention it, right? You're wearing your face mask and everything. And that's basically not to contaminate other people when you're coughing and sneezing. Like you're actually saving other people. You're not doing that for your own protection. Well, I guess you are a little bit, but mostly it's for other people. But at the same time, if you wear glasses, it will help to keep those germs and that bacteria from going into your sockets of your eyes, right? And finding another orifice to get into your system, right? So wearing your sunglasses when you go outside is also a good idea. I wear glasses all the time, so I have that little bit of extra protection if somebody sneezes or something, right? At least my eyes are protected, so that won't go into my eyes. And then of course, washing our hands constantly, right? Getting lots of I don't like to put so much alcohol on my hands going in and out of stores with the sanitizers and stuff. That's hard on the skin and stuff, right? But it's necessary. Here in Manitoba, they opened up the schools to the public. The kids are required to go back to school now, and the flu got into the school system. It also got into one of the seniors' homes here. I haven't been following whether or not it's been taken off into the other homes, right? With the part-time workers who work in different buildings and stuff, and different nursing homes and stuff. But I don't know what the circumstances is with them, but I do know that it's gotten into the seniors home here, and also into the school system. So they're trying to work around that too. Trying not to take such an economic hit as other cities and provinces and states that are doing. We're trying our very best to economically stay afloat, right? And it's difficult because they're spending a lot of money, and because traffic is low and everything. You would never have known it with the traffic that was going on today on a Sunday too. It was just busy. But they've been doing a lot of infrastructure. So they've been keeping a lot of people busy by putting them to work, right? So the government has been doing a lot of infrastructure and trying to give people jobs and stuff that way, right? You take your glasses off to read. So you're nearsighted, Andrew? Is that what you're saying? You're nearsighted? I'm farsighted, right? My prescriptions are really, really bad. I desperately need a new pair of glasses. It gets really hard to do my written posts and stuff. Sometimes I use magnifying glass, but you have to hold it up with your wrists and stuff, and it gets tiring too. And plus your eyes, they start things start going blurry and everything, because I got my glasses off right now, but I'm looking and I can't read one sentence. I can see the blue of the wrenches, but I can't tell which blue is belong to which person, right? And then I do this, and then I can see people's names, right? So I'm doing okay with my glasses on, but they're not the right prescription. They desperately They desperately need to be changed. And where's my cleaner for my glasses? Yeah, so I'm constantly have to clean my glasses, and they're all scratched up, right? My glasses are all scratched up now, and this was actually my old pair of glasses, not my good pair, because the good pair, the nose guards, they cut into the skin of my nose, and I've had them replaced quite a few times, but they don't just seem to want to stay on my glasses very well. So I do need new glasses, and I need dentures, dental work too on my teeth too, because yeah, my jaw is starting to hurt, and I'm not sure if it's because of the elastic bands that go around my ears from the face mask. Who else out there has got sore ears from the face mask? My ears get really, really sore from the face mask, right? And I'm also losing earrings. I'm ripping off my earrings, right? So I've lost a couple of pairs of earrings, of my good earrings from the face mask too, right? Yeah, a few of us, right? We just don't have the money to get this stuff done yet. We just don't have the money. Like there's lots of things that I need, right? Priorities. Oh, there's lots of priorities that I need. You know, roof over my head, number one. I would love to have my car back. I need dental. I need my glasses. I would like to get some more camera gear. I would like to get on the road, right? I would like to go on the circuit also, right? To maybe do some community clubs and stuff, or talk to some groups, maybe do some Google work, do some work with Google, right? That would be interesting too. But at the same time, I want to continue inspiring people that are discovering, that there's more to the world, that they're waking up to that there's more to the world, and help people decide, that they need to start their studies too, and whatever topics that they find fascinating, right? Because obviously I could see Andrew doing something with his books, right? Because he's very insightful that way, and because he has his information, and you ask him a question, and he recalls the author's name, he recalls the name of the book, and he recalls the content that he actually wants to get the answer from. Like, he would be very good at this, right? Kathy too, on her coloring channel too, with the in her comments and stuff, and how she interacts with her audience and stuff, like, she's passing on the goodness too. It doesn't mean you have to go all out. It's just me, right? This is just me, and I made that decision that I'm not holding back. I'm not going to hold back at all. I am going to go full force into this, and I'm going to do what is absolutely necessary and required of me to move myself forward, and I'm not going to worry about what other people think about me, right? I mean, it might have been different if I had husband and kids and more family and more friends surrounding me, that I would be more worried about what they had to say about my strange ideas that I have out there. But my ideas, even though they might seem strange to them, I resonate with them very strongly, so strongly that I think that I've had these feelings like long before I even came into this planet, right? Like, it's so deep and ingrained in the epigenetics of my soul, right? Which means it's ancestral, right? Ancestral. And I think a lot of the emotional issues I have are ancestral too, right? Wasn't that nice to see, Sharon? Yeah, really nice, because we haven't seen Sharon for a little while. So I was really worried about her and her son, and the situation. Now I'm worrying now because we haven't seen Nancy yet in this live, right? She knows we go live on Sundays and everything. So I'm going to give her some messaging and stuff tomorrow, and see how Nancy's doing, right? See if there's anything that we can do to cheer Nancy up, right? And David Lopez, he has so much important work that he's doing with his congregation, right? Like, everybody's coming to him for prayers and stuff. He's just busy, 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 right? And then with me, I just try to put my insight out there the best I can in my live shows. And I'm very lucky that I have such great monitors here that they can give back, right, in the ways that they like to give back in their conversations and the things that interest them, that they're able to use my platform, right? Right. So I'm so grateful to have you guys, Owen and Andrew and William, and right. So I'm very lucky. And we got Melvin. Melvin's been with us every single week, right? Right. It's just so neat that we have these people that have just been with me for years and years. And as I move forward, then, you know, we all get to move forward a little bit, right? We all get to move forward a little bit. I'm just looking over some of these comments. I know William was talking about what everybody was having for dinner tonight. I was going to have a pork roast and mashed potatoes. I got some instant mashed potatoes, not real mashed potatoes, because I love real mashed potatoes. And if I had bought in a bag of potatoes, I would have been eating greasy hash browns every single day, eggs and greasy hash browns, because I do like hash browns, and I make an amazing, crispy, awesome, beautiful hash brown. Here's a great way for hash browns. If you want to try a great hash browns, what I do is I parboil. I put my potatoes with the skins on. I just throw the potatoes into a pot, and I bring my water to a boil, and I boil my potatoes for 5 to 8 minutes. My potatoes are still hot, right? Are still hard. And then I put them in a bowl and I put them in the fridge, right? And then in the morning, I just squeeze, and the skin comes off the potato really, really easy, right? Then what I do is I fry butter in the frying pan, right? A nice little thickness of butter. Bring that up to fry. And then I take my shredder and I shred those potatoes, right? And then I put pepper and salt and sometimes some of that all seasoning, right? The seasoning spice. I'll sprinkle some of that on. And then I'll just let that fry. I'll just forget about it for like 8 or 9 minutes and just let it get toasty, crispy, right? And really it's all shredded, right? So then I flip it over like a pancake, right? After 5 to 8 minutes. And then I fry the other side too. And if you like onions, you can always, before you flip it, you can dice up some onions and put some onions on top of it before you flip it and fry it like that. Try my hash brown potatoes, right? They're amazing, 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 and super easy to make, right? But they're fattening, especially when you're frying them in butter, right? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's what I was going to have for dinner tonight. But because I cheated and I went and I got those cinnamon buns and I got those cheese crackers today. There was something. What else I had a few things today, right? Just kind of enjoying my treat day because I know I've got to look at my bank account and I've got to pay a bill, and it's going to be my internet that I'm going to pay, right? Yeah. Let me just take a look at these comments. Let's just come down here. Oh, wasn't that was right across the road, Sharon, from the train station. Yeah, where all the railway workers, right? Because they hot trains every day for work, and they worked on the trains. So that this town here, they actually built them own little one-room cabins all over this stuff, and it was like a little shanty town with some of them put hardwood floor and moldings and beautiful lighting in them and everything. And then I guess some kind of farmer used them for hoarding. You know, he worked on TVs and radios. Yeah, for sure. That train station has fallen, no question. But I meant to get back there because I wanted a washing machine bin as a fireplace for the fort, right? If I had my vehicle, there would be no question I would be doing a fort series this winter. No question at all. I would be doing a series on the fort this year. But yeah, and my girlfriend at the bar that I used to work at, she promised me that I would get first dibs on her Chevy Tracker if she decided to sell it, right? She promised me that she would let me know. So I'm sure she's going to be ready for a new vehicle soon too, right? Yeah, that one, William, where the priest's robe and everything, and it had the dead bird stuck to it, right? So to somebody, I guess they said that they sometimes like left them underneath little cubby holes and stuff, just as blessings for the church. But then somebody found it and just kind of dragged it around the church and just kind of left it for the rodents to sleep in and stuff, right? Yeah. But that was the video. Yeah, 100%, William. That was the one, right? Yeah, those ear masks, they hurt my ears so bad. Like the whole side of my head hurts sometimes, right? So somebody should vent, not I've seen those plastic ones where you wear it on your head and it kind of looks like a welding mask, like the whole plastic thing. But why not just like a pair of glasses, right? A pair of glasses with just single glass frame so it doesn't affect your glasses in any way. And then just have your face mask just kind of hang down so that, it's comfortable. And this way you can just take your mask off like this, right? Do you know what I mean? And have it like a little drape hanging from your glasses, right? Somebody should invent that, and then you can just put it on, right? Maybe a little clip or something that can just clip to the top of your glasses instead of something that wraps around your ears. Because I really don't like those elastic bands around my ears. It makes the whole side of my head really, really hurt, right? Yeah, it was really nice to see Sharon here tonight. Yeah, I was very pleased with that. Little worried for Nancy, but I'll get a hold of Nancy tomorrow and I'll let you guys know what's going on with her, because I know she would be in here. If there was any way that Nancy could come into the live tonight, she would have come into the live. Oh, really? The Emmys. I haven't watched any TV at all. The Emmys or Academy Awards. I used to like those kind of shows, right? I haven't been watching. Ha! Look who's here! Look who's here! Ha! Oh, good. We were worried about you, Nancy. We were worried about you. We're so excited that you're here. We were just mentioning that we're live on Sundays, and yeah, we were all saying, "Well, who's here?" And we said, "Oh, we haven't seen Sharon for a while." And as soon as we said, "Oh, Sharon's not here," who pops into the chat? Then Sharon. Sharon's hanging out with us, and then we said, "Oh, but we still haven't seen Nancy yet." And now look at Nancy's here. Nancy's here too. So excited that you made it into the live. What's going on with you, Nancy? How are you feeling? How are your lungs? Were you able to get some oxygen? Yeah. The smoke's been really, really bad in Seattle. She sent me some pictures of Seattle, and yeah, that smoke was so bad. I'm just going to go in here to Nancy's Nancy's pictures that she sent me, right? This was Seattle. Whoopsie. Can we get it to go? Come on, there we go. There's Seattle, right? Seattle. You can barely see the Space Needle. You can barely see the Space Needle. Look at all the smoke, right? That's incredible. That's incredible, right? Nancy's been documenting a little bit what's been going on in Seattle. So she's going to have a nice little record of what's been going on in that state, right? But yeah, how are your lungs, Nancy? I'm just going to take a look at the comments down here. A potato pancake, something like that, Kathy. Something like that, but it's very, very crispy, and it's not pasty or doughy or in any way. It's kind of like fried spaghetti, but crispy, right? Because you can actually put the way you shred it and stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of that way. But yeah, it's kind of like a latte. Oh, I love potato pancakes. I love with sour cream and chives. Yeah. I love potato pancakes. Oh, William, good for you. You got a little bit of stimulus money. Did they give you a nice little chunk? I know here we have something called CERB, right? And it's worth a couple of $1,000s. I wasn't eligible to it because I was on assistance. So, but it worked out to my benefit because I got a little bit every month rather than everybody else here. They just got that one payment. But if I can hold on for 3 months at my work, then I will be eligible for that CERB also if something happens at my job. But I've got to make sure that our store does not shut down, right? Otherwise, I'm in big trouble, right? Seasons of the soul. I'm writing that right down right now, David. Seasons of soul. And I'm writing it down. Conception. Cabria do Armida. I'll definitely look into that one, David. Thank you for suggesting it to me. Thank you for suggesting that to me. Seasons of the Soul. I'm going to see if I can get that one on Audible tonight, right? And yeah, get started on that one, right? I know I've got this I'm on some kind of mission. I know I am. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know how I'm going to be used, but I'm going to be used somehow, right? I'm meant to be a catalyst for something, or I'm meant to contribute to the advancement of evolution or the advances to people's emotional well-beings, right? I feel it strongly, right? And even though I don't see it and I'm not quite there yet, I'm quite aware that, there's something important. I'm here for something important. I just don't know what it is yet, right? But so any recommendations along the line, right? And anything that I can bite onto and find a little bit of information that kind of moves me forward, I'm always happy for it, right? Yeah. Glad that Nancy popped in tonight. How much can I ask how much you got, you guys? Was it the same amount for absolutely everybody? Or did everybody get like a different amount from the government, right? Does it feel like a recession's coming down there? I know we are 4 to 6 months behind you. So whatever happens to you guys, like how are the shelves at the grocery stores? Are they stocked well enough? Can you still get groceries and things properly? That's going to say a lot to what's going on in the world, right? Because we're going to follow suit not too far behind you guys, right? Yeah. Oh, the rain. The smoke went away, Nancy, from the rain? Wow. It cleared it all out. It cleared it all out. That's amazing. Good news. That's some good news. You needed some good news, Nancy. So did you end up having to part with the last bit of your money in order to take care of business, or did you just ride it out until it all cleared up and you were able to take care of yourself again? Because yeah, your asthma, your lungs can't take, you guys, you can't go for periods like that with that kind of smoke. Like I was even watching in Vancouver, that smoke was getting up there and people were having to go to like rooms where they were like halls and community centers that were designated for fresh air, right? And they were pumping fresh air just so people can get away from it for a little while, right? Oh, good. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Some things. See, I'm worried about the coffee because I'm such a coffee connoisseur. I can imagine that, when the price of coffee is going to go up and they're not able to ship the coffee up here and stuff, that we're going to have coffee issues. So I thought maybe I would stockpile coffee and open up a coffee shop because we're so all hooked on coffee now, right? Right? Yeah. And it's good for us to go without. Like people like us, you know, this doesn't hit us because we live this way. We've lived this way our whole lives, get hit with these miseries in our lives, right? For some people, this is all new. They've been living a life of privilege or non-worries and being taken care of and not have to struggle for anything that comes in their life. Those are the ones that are having a really, really bad time now. With us, we just take it as, just another something that we have to deal with. Don't we do it that way? We do, right? But I'm glad to hear that you guys got a little bit. I'm glad to hear you guys got a little bit of money, right? To help you guys out. It's important that, that none of us, everybody's overstocked with toilet paper. Everybody learned the lesson. Wasn't that the first thing that everybody did, right? Before they stockpiled anything, it was the toilet paper that everybody wanted. I even made a couple of posts joking about the toilet paper. Yeah, I thought it was so funny that, of all the things that people needed to have as a necessity, right? Yeah, got to learn how to use leaves, right? Right? Because what did they do? What did they do? Right? Even 100 years ago, they would never have thought to waste paper. Paper was for writing and to sending home letters, right? And right to the old countries and stuff. Like it wasn't meant for wiping your bum with, right? That would have been an absolute privilege if you were able to do that. It would have been rags. It would have been leaves off the trees, right? And we're so spoiled. The end of the world comes, and what do? The first moment that we have is we got to stockpile the toilet paper. So funny. I feel so much better, right? It wasn't a great day. I tried not to make it a bad day. It wasn't a bad day. I didn't even let it get close to even on my nota of being a bad day today, right? A little bit of disappointed, but about jacket, right? Not getting the money I wanted for the jacket, but I'm happy. It's the jacket's got a story that needs to be played out, and it's going to where it's supposed to be going, right? I got that experience of doing eBay again, and I'm going to carry on. Like I said, I got some great scores, right? I got some great scores. I got some beautiful. And I'll keep an eye. Like these were 2 separate boxes these pieces came out. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for some more Royal Winton from Burke's, right? I guess they're just little bowls for jewelry and stuff. So I'm going to keep, and they have all kinds of pieces. So I'm going to keep my eye open. And when you only pay $1 or 50 cents, right? And even if you spend $1 and if you can get $15 or $20 even, right? I don't need $1,000 at a time, right? I'm happy to make $10 at a time. And if the auction's in at the same time, right? Maybe I can make enough to stop working, right? And get back into a vehicle and get on the road for good. That's the plan. I need to get back on the road. I need for a few months anyway to get back onto the road until I can get back to work. I need to show everybody what happens when you actually set your mind and set your goals and work towards them. And that's what I've been doing. And trust me, it's going to happen. Okay, everybody. That's my live show tonight. We went over just a few minutes, but it was nice to see everybody, and I'm glad everybody got a chance to come in and go to the live and stuff. And wow, yeah, a sub substitutionary reaction. Oh, right. Controlling one part of our lives when we can't control another. I could see that happening, Andrew. I could see, and that's what it is. You have stuff to say, right? And in order to avoid conflict, you don't let out this amazing information that you have, right? Yeah. Walking encyclopedia, you are. And very insightful, right? It's important stuff that's relevant to us right now. Yeah, much appreciated, Andrew. Wow. Yeah, it was nice to see you, Sharon. Wonderful to see you in. I'm glad to hear that everything is going okay, right? And this poopy time that we're living in, and we're all seem to be managing okay, right? Our crew seems to be managing okay. But like I said, we're used to this. We're used to being kicked, right? Our whole lives we've been kicked, and there are lots of people out there who've never been looked at cross-eyed in their entire lives, and they're in absolute panic right now about what's going on in the world, right? So all of us, we just have to ride it out, right? Remember, be like an elastic. Just let yourself get pulled right and left and wherever you need to be pulled, and just try not to make it a strain for yourself. Okay, everybody. We'll see everybody next week, next Sunday. And if you want to come and hang out with me live on Instagrams, yeah, it's all different times this week, but you can always go to my IG and watch it later on. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday. If you want to get a hold of me, just DM me through Instagram or Facebook before you leave. If you want to give me a thumbs up, that's always appreciated, because then you know that YouTube will push my video out to a few more people that might get some insight either from me or my great moderators or the great guests that pop in every Sunday. Okay, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.